So title insurance is very different than other types of insurance. When you buy a car insurance or homeowners insurance or life insurance, those premiums go on and on and on because we're dealing with future risks. You're moving around the world, you're flying to wherever you're going, you got a risk that changes every day. That's why you keep paying that premium. But with title insurance, we're not insuring for future risk, we're insuring for risks that happen behind us. So the title insurance policy is a snapshot in time at the time of closing, looking backward. That is why it's only a one-time premium. You pay that premium at closing, and that premium is good as long as you're the holder of that owner's title insurance policy. So you wonder what that title insurance company is doing during their searches. What are they searching for? So they're searching for anything and everything about that property and the owners. They're searching for judgments, IRS debts, easements, taxes owed, assessments, anything that could affect the future ownership of that property needs to be identified, and including the estoppels for the HOA or the condominium association, because these are ongoing, of course. So the title company sends an estoppel certificate to the body that's governing the condominium association or the homeowner association, asking them for what is owed currently and what will be owed at a certain date in the future. That is what the search is all about, but it's much more detailed than that. Why do you need to buy an owner's title insurance policy on your home? Well, we'll get into who pays for it in a minute, but what it does is it indemnifies or protects the new buyer, the new owner of the property, from loss because of something that's wrong with the title. And you would think, after listening to my videos, how can there be anything wrong with the title? Because you just searched out everything and you've identified everything, you paid off all the liens, there can't be anything wrong, right? Well, that's not true. More on that in a second. So the reason why purchasing a owner's title insurance policy is so important is because when you have a professional search done on your property, such as New Frontier does, it cannot identify all the risks that might be there on that property. The only thing we can see are things that are recorded in public records. If it's not recorded, if it's not identified on a survey, we can't identify that risk. So what we do is we issue an insurance policy in case something comes up from the past that could affect your future happy ownership of that property. We're going to protect you. That's what the owner's title policy is about. Why do I need a title insurance policy? Well, the reason why you need it is because without it, you really don't know what you're buying, because buying a car might be one thing. You can see the car, you can look at the car, you got 4 tires, a hood, some metal, some cloth seats or leather. You kind of see it, right? Not so with real estate. And the reason is because let's say the house has been there for 100 years. It's transferred through 5 people. People have had conversation. They've given easements to neighbors for water lines. All kinds of things could have happened to that property that we're not aware of, because the only thing we can see when we're doing a search and offering you a title policy is what's in public records. If it's not there, you need protection. That's the reason why you would want to buy a owner's title insurance policy. So an owner's title insurance policy indemnifies the new owner from loss due to failure in title. And you wonder, why would we have a failure in title? New Frontier Title and their underwriter searched everything. They searched public records, they looked at the survey, everything should be perfect. Well, not in this world. And the reason why is everybody knows people do unpermitted work all the time on their homes, right? They build things they don't have a permit for. They give easements to neighbors for water lines 50 years ago that you have no idea are there until all of a sudden somebody's digging your front yard and it happens to be the neighbor's water line. Nobody knew it was there. That's an unknown easement. Things like this are what the owner's title policy protects you against loss into the future. So we're talking about why you need to buy an owner's title insurance policy. So I'm just going to read you what I wrote here because I can't possibly say this in a good way. So let me just read it to you. Before owner's title policy can be issued, New Frontier Title has searched all public records pertaining to the subject property, thoroughly searching for liens against the property, liens and judgments against the current owners, open permits, code violations resulting in liens, community covenants and restrictions, in other words, the deed restrictions, how they affect the future liability to the current owner. Current assessments, property survey has been carefully reviewed by the underwriter and attested to by the prior owner that no new improvements have been made on the property. Or if a new survey has been issued, we look at that survey carefully for all assessments and setbacks and other concerns such as mineral rights on that property. Finally, assessing the current deed of ownership and conveyance. That's just part of what they do issuing a title insurance policy. So we're still talking about why you need to buy an owner's title insurance policy. So the reason why you buy a title insurance policy is protect the new owner from claims against their title. So what could be a claim? So we could have unknown heirs show up one day. Let's say there was 3 heirs to a property. 2 got paid, 1 didn't. 2 of the heirs out of the 3rd heir. And all of a sudden the other heir shows up and goes, hey, I own part of that property. Well, they do, right? But we didn't know about that heir. We didn't know about that heir at the time we issued you, the owner, the new owner of this title policy. So what title insurance does, it protects you against unknown heirs, for example. Unknown easements. I talked about this before. An easement, a water line running right through your property, put in there 50 years ago. One neighbor said, sure, run it through my property. Well, that's an easement, but we didn't know it was there because who would know it was there? It's underground, right? Judgments, unknown judgments, errors at closing, taxes that weren't paid. There's so many things that can happen in the past that we're not aware of because they're not known to the public. That is why you need to buy a owner's title insurance policy. That's just part of the reason why you need to buy an owner's title insurance policy. I try to bring simplicity to this industry because it often is so complex that a lot of people pay no attention to the details of title insurance. But thank you for listening to my video series on title insurance. If you find it useful, please share my videos with a friend or subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for listening.